it varies as you go around. This entire wall has to do with communication devices.
Oh wow!
Starting with very, very simple. These are devices where if you push a button, it says one thing. One thing that you'll see with all of these devices is that they're programmable, and that you basically can record in your voice. I don't know which ones of these are fired up or.
So what does this do? Like this one, like.
Well, it just had. Let me see if it's.
Tomato, green bean, blueberry, banana.
All right, so and you have
so like word color and
yeah,
word
whatever you're
association.
working on today. So you have the ability to change, to record your own voice. And let's say we're working on, you have an assignment today and there's 4 possible answers. You can make each one of those, put a picture on each one of those, and say that, you know, A, B, C, or D, whatever.
So you can actually program what these choices are with your own voice.
Right,
oh,
your own
wow.
voice. And that runs through, whether it's just yes or no, or like this particular one has like 4 basic messages. It's more of a safety device, actually, where it has 4 basic messages that are, it's not, of course, it's not working for me.
So it's like a watch?
But it says things like, my name is Michael, I live at this address, can you call my caseworker at this number, stuff like that. That's less of a communication, more of just like basic safety. But all of these are different types of communication devices that get more and progressively more complex, more and more choices as you move up the scale. This particular device, I don't know if it's still available, but there's 32 different programmable messages, plus there's 6 different levels. So you're looking at 192, I think that's right.
So like messages that common messages?
Yeah, I need to go to the restroom, or it's very cold in here, or can we go to the park now? But even if you pre-program 192 different messages, that is such an incredibly small percentage of the communication you could do in the English language, in a language where there's 30,000 words. But still, that's a pretty good start if you have 192 different messages. But what you're trying to get them to the point when they get to this more computerized stuff is not to be hitting pre-programmed messages, but to be creating language. Because if you hit a button that says I'm hungry, that's communication. If you hit a series of buttons on these computerized ones that say I am very hungry, that's a completely different level of communication. That's using language to communicate. And one of the leading companies in the world is a company in Worcester, like I mentioned earlier, Romic. And so a lot of these are tablet based now, they're on iPads and things like that. But it's a computer.
Yeah, I was gonna say these look like tablets. Or
right. Well, they're kind of out of date now, but they are a computer-based icon system where you're selecting pictures. Let's see if we can get it to come up. You're selecting pictures. Each picture corresponds with a word. The words appear on the screen, and then you're able to.
Oh wow.
Goes by. Doesn't felt goes by.
That's not a real sentence, but the people are amazingly adept at learning the system. They know where exactly the words are that they need to get to, and they can interact with the computer. And if they're nonverbal, they can get the words on the screen very, very quickly, and basically have conversations with people. And that allows you to work in the world. That allows you to go out into the world and be social. And it's an incredible. These are some of the most incredible devices ever created.
So would for the messages on this one right here, would you be able to program it like for things that, let's say you're in a classroom and you're dealing with like a teacher that is teaching, could you make the messages work for that type of environment?
Well, this is your voice, right? So you, in theory, you could say anything with the use of a Romic device. This is in particular an Echo 2.
It's called an Echo 2.
Right, that's an Echo 2. There's all different kinds of devices. Tobii Dynavox makes great devices, and there's a lot of smaller companies that make devices as well. What we find through research is that 80% of our language is encompassed in 400 words. So there's 400 basic words. 80% of the words you speak, it comes from that list of 400 words. So in large part, what these devices do is they try to figure out ways to get those 400 words onto a screen as quickly as possible, with as little effort from the person as possible. And then there are some words that are you just may have to spell out or whatever. But
that's what I was going to say. So would this type of device be appropriate for, let's say, a student in a college classroom who is dealing with like a more complex words, a larger vocabulary?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
These devices are programmable in that they can be brought down to very, very simple, just a couple of choices, or you can go to you can go to up to, I think, 128 icons on a single page.
Oh wow!
And then and literally it's endless. I mean, the people, you can keep adding icons, but they're category, like if you want to go to a page where all of your people are, right, the people that you know, your sister, your brother, whatever. I mean, they're grouped by category, but people ideally at a very early age, if the person's going to be nonverbal, you start them working on a Prinky-Romic device, an AAC device. They learn the language as they go along. It's something, when they graduate, they go to more complex devices, but the language never changes. The pictures never change. So they're constantly, they know how to operate these devices, and they can get those words out more quickly. And in a world where you're trying to compete and go to school and work in the world, seconds matter. So people don't have to wait as long for you to be able to. And to be able to speak, and it's your computer. They can do Facebook through here.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you can do all that stuff. But it's your voice, right? That's how you communicate verbally with the outside world. They're tremendous devices. So.